Going live 8:10 p.m. Nashville, Tennessee. 20 days out from Ironman, Wisconsin. And yep, it is. It's time to get serious, I guess, right? So after my big bike weekend, hit the pool today. Probably, I don't know. I don't know if it wasn't scheduled necessarily as a recovery swim, but in my mind, I was thinking maybe this should be a recovery swim. Maybe, hey, yay for the pool is right. So I was thinking about the lake actually, but it's such a production, 30-minute drive or 35-minute drive, the whole sand. I got to get out there though. The main reason for I want to get to the lake is for sighting practice because the pool, obviously. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking, man, 2 big bike rides. I neglected to mention that I was supposed to do little 20-minute runs after those big bikes this weekend, and I completely did not do those. So if that puts me behind, then I'm behind. But again, I'm just watching. I'm at the point now where I'm just want to feel good for that race. I want to keep tuning it up. I don't want to go too far. I don't want to be like slogging around. And today was interesting because I thought I would do a recovery swim, and what I ended up doing was, all right, let's just play it by ear. I was going to start with the 2000, just straight swim, because I've been doing 500 blocks where I kind of negative split the 500 and or mix in hard 50s with a easy 50, hard 50, easy 50, or hundreds. I'll do that too. That's how, instead of doing, I think I'm just impatient. I don't have time I don't like to stop really. So I like the idea of going hard for 50 and then just sort of finding a sweet, easy cadence on my next 50 and then cranking it back up. Or I like to go 500 and pick up the last 200 and come in strong. And then I'll take like a minute break or something and do another 500. But today I wanted to see, okay, I've been doing these 500s. I've been doing about 3,000 regularly with some hard efforts in there. So let's see if I can go 2,000 a day straight, and then take about a minute or so break, and then do another 2,000. So I went basically 4,000 meters, which is a little bit more than the distance, which is probably about accurate because with sighting and zigzag and crookedness, you'll end up doing about 4,000 instead of the 3,800, which is actual distance if you're perfect online, and which is another reason I want to get to the lake to get my sighting down, because I was feeling really strong about it this spring, but I haven't been working much. And it's such a huge, huge, huge thing, because you can go, I've heard of people going 500 meters further than the distance because they can't swim straight. Anyway, you get that. So anyway, I hit the pool, did the 2,000 with a break, and then the 2,000 with a break. So I've done that. That was a little bit for my psyche too, just to feel how that distance would feel. And I got to tell you, I got done and I felt pretty good, but then I got home and I ate a little bit and then I was out like a light. So I'm sitting here going, okay, doing these bikes, I'm wiped out after those. I'm doing the swim, and I can barely stay awake after that. Where am I? Where am I in this process? Is it like, but I think intellectually you should know that with all the fatigue you're building, that's not like real stuff necessarily. But, obviously the energy of a race, you don't come out. And it's a good thing they don't have cots in T1, or else I might be tempted to take a quick nap, which that would be good for me. But anyway, so yeah, man, I feel like pretty good. I'm coming back tomorrow with a little bike and a little run. And then I've decided, well, it looks like my last sort of big run day will be Wednesday. And it's a pretty hefty split run day. And then we're going to back it down. And, back it down to a 4-hour bike this weekend, which is just, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm not looking forward to it, but I just haven't had much success on the bike. based on my normal T1 times, I apparently have a nap and then a leisurely brunch. Yeah, I mean, you want to get ready for the bike. I just, there's a lot of things that I try to do ahead of time, man, hour before. I try to simplify that process. I don't wear socks on the bike. I just have a helmet with a shield on it. I don't even mess with sunglasses. I guess just load my pockets and go. But I totally get it. I mean, sometimes you just kind of got to grab your bearings and set yourself up for that ride. And you want it to be right. But I'm pretty decent at transition, I guess. Not the fastest, but sometimes it's just like you're a little confused out of that water. Like I can be kind of like dopier than usual, you know? So I guess that's really all I have for tonight, but I wanted to keep coming back. I want to try and make it a regular deal and think it through. The other thing I was thinking about in the swimming lane, had a dinner with a friend tonight, and they were like, what do you think about it? I mean, that's 80 laps in the pool. That's a lot of pool time. And I said, when I'm going my best, I'm not thinking about anything except being in the moment. And sometimes, like I do wear a watch. I don't really look. I kind of monitor the clock. I really wasn't even thinking about that much today. But when I'm swimming at my best, I don't even think about laps. And it was nice because towards the end, I just was going back and forth, and then I stopped just to see how much I had left, and it was a lot further than I thought I was. So I've been looking at these sort of long, relatively from the outside boring activities, and just really thinking about them as race prep for the mental, the patience game. And because really it's like you have to chunk it out, like I was thinking, today I was kind of thinking in terms of 500 blocks. Yesterday I was thinking in terms of hour blocks on that ride. Just get through an hour, just get through 30 minutes, just get through an hour. And then you kind of do that in the race. I kind of think about it in terms of 5 miles at a crack. And hey, Adam, hey, you're welcome. Hopefully there's something here that's at least entertaining or enjoyable, or you learn something. But man, yeah, I enjoy talking about this stuff, obviously, because that's what we do. I'm a co-host of the Crushing Iron podcast with Coach Robbie. We didn't get our podcast out today. This is one of the first and kind of rare days that we didn't have a podcast on a Monday. But he was traveling back from Florida, and we've got 290 some other ones that you can check out. So I was thinking about, that's what I think about, is like, okay, just figure out a way to not let this bore the socks off you, and how do you just keep going? How do you just keep going? I mean, that's what triathlon's really about. How do you just kind of keep this pace going? How do you find a way? And I don't think I'm getting stronger necessarily, or I'm getting faster at anything right now, but I'm just kind of working that muscle, because on race day, you just do that hundreds of times. How do I keep going? How do I keep pushing through? Like, how do I get rid of that little pain that's starting to bug me in my hip or whatever? And like I always think about stuff like that. Like when there's a little pain, I try to compensate on the other side, or something to take a little pressure off it, because a lot of times I think we try to force our way through that, but the reality is it's probably trying to tell us something. Like maybe if it's your right hip or something, that maybe your stride is a longer on the one side, and so I try to shorten that stride up a little bit. Or like in swimming, my right arm is super dominant, so like if I have like my shoulder or my lats start to ache a little bit, I actually will try to shorten that stride or the stroke, because my left shoulder is kind of wanky, so I can't get as long a lot of times with my left. So I try to, at least my goal is to balance it out more than try to reach further with my left. So I'll try to go a little bit shorter with my right and find that balance, because I think, and that's what I was thinking today about a lot too, is balance on everything. Just be balanced. Everything's a lot easier when you're balanced. So you got to think about that. water, if you're kind of like fighting to get back to a balanced position all the time on one side, then that's taking a lot of energy. If you're overpowering your right foot with your left or vice versa, that creates problems. So I guess that's the lesson of the day for me. In the water, I can get into a rhythm and then use time to meditate. Yeah, that's the thing, right? And my best swim, they're all kind of hard to compare. But my best swim ever was non-wetsuit at Louisville, and I felt like I got out of the water. I feel like I didn't even try, and it was easily my fastest. So there's something about swimming if you can just find that pocket, and you don't have to grunt and growl and moan the whole time and like crush your shoulders and just be breathing so hard. I think if you find a good place, a lot of times that smooth, relaxed easiness is the best way to swim. So that's kind of what I was thinking about today. I appreciate that, Mickey. And I think that's where I'm at today. I'm coming back tomorrow, getting on the bike again, and a little short run before I set up for another big day on the run and follow up with a shorter, easy recovery run. So it's going to be I still got some big running left, which I don't mind. But I'm going to be careful with it. Not careful, but I'm just not going to go too hard. I just don't want to get exhausted. And then I'll have 2 nice weeks of recovery. And I'll be in Wisconsin where it'll be nice and cool at night, and the whole thing will be different because I was just outside here and it is sweltering. All right. Thanks for checking in. And I don't have any good jokes, so I'm going to take off and I'm going to maybe clean the garage a little bit, or maybe work on some videos to put in the Facebook group, Crushing Iron group. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Have a great night and stay positive. We'll catch you tomorrow.